The three main causes of falls and how to prevent them. Hi, my name is Doug. I've been a physical therapist for 30 years and I specialize in helping people with balance problems learn to walk again. In this video, I'm going to show you the three most common causes of falls and how to correct them. Bad turns. The number one reason that people fall is because when they turn, they cross their legs. There was a study done in Great Britain where they looked at videos in nursing homes. And what they found was that when they looked at all the falls that the video recorders showed, that most of the falls, like 80% of the falls, the person crossed one leg over the other and then fell. If you're walking and when you turn, you cross your leg over to make the turn, that's a very dangerous thing. And I've seen a lot of clients do that on their first day in my office. So that's something that I work with every client, is teaching them to turn basically with their legs apart. So your feet should never cross when you turn. So if you turn to your left leg starts the turn and is what's lifting off the ground when you make the turn. Your right foot should not cross over your left to turn to the left. You should never cross your other foot over to make a turn because it's highly likely that you'll fall if you do that. And if you practice turning correctly, then a lot of times that will become your habit. So whenever you turn to the right or left, you want to take a wide turn. You want to have your feet apart because that's a way to guarantee that you won't fall. Whenever you walk, your feet should fall one in front of another. If there were a line down the path that you're walking on, your feet should fall on either side of the line, basically one foot falling almost exactly in front of the other foot. The problem is many people shuffle while they walk. When you shuffle, your feet are wider apart and they're not falling one foot in front of the other. People do this because they're either afraid of falling and their walking is more stiff, or they're afraid of standing on one leg. Normally when you walk, you have to balance on one leg to put your other foot in front. This is considered normal walking and is the strategy of walking that allows you to easily adjust to changes in your environment and react if you're at risk of falling. If you watch normal gait, you'll notice that the person is shifting their weight from side to side as they bring one foot in front of the other. When you shuffle walk, you're no longer shifting your weight. Instead, your feet are going further and further apart and you're not lifting your feet high above the ground. Not only does this make it more likely that you can catch something with your foot, but if you have to adjust your balance, it's a lot easier to shift your weight and move out of the way of something or avoid an obstacle with this gait pattern. Ideally, the safest way to walk is with a tandem gait pattern, one foot in front of the other. A lot of people walk without an assistive device, but some of them really need to use one. If you're finding that you're not walking as much because you feel unsteady, but you're not using a rolling walker or a cane, you might ask yourself the following question. When I go to the supermarket and I'm pushing the shopping cart, do I feel more steady? If you feel more stabilized, more safe, more balanced when you're pushing a shopping cart than when you're not, then you probably need a rolling walker or a cane. And I know a lot of people might smile when I say that. Some folks might get upset, but it's true. Most people don't feel more stable when they're pushing a shopping cart. I don't. When I walk with a shopping cart, it feels to me the same as when I'm walking. But if you feel a big difference, then what that should tell you is you need something to stabilize yourself, to give you more points of contact with the ground so that you feel steady enough to walk in a normal fashion. And if that describes you, then using a walker or a cane would actually help you because then you'd be able to walk more. One thing to consider is this. If you've slowed your walking down or you're just not walking as much because you're afraid of walking or because you're unsteady, if you use a walker or a cane and it allows you to walk more, your balance might improve enough that you no longer need that walker or cane. Don't look at using a walker as something that you can become addicted to or something that's going to make you worse.
It's a fallacy that walkers make people bend forward or walkers make people worse. The truth is, people that need a walker, people that are already bending forward, are already having difficulty with their walking, they're the ones using a walker. So it looks like it's causing it, but actually that's the thing that's helping them. If you use a walker and you can increase your activity level, increase the number of steps you take in a day, you could actually get so much better at walking. Your balance can improve so much that you could get rid of the walker, or at least go from a walker to a cane and then to nothing. And I've seen that happen time and time again. But you won't believe how many people refuse to use a walker because they don't want to be seen using that, or they're afraid of it. And then their balance and their walking diminishes because they're just not walking enough.
Single leg standing. To do single leg standing, you need something sturdy in front of you. You can use a countertop or the back of a chair, anything that's sturdy. You want to lift one leg up and shift all your weight over to the one leg you're going to stand on, and then try to let go. Your goal with this exercise is to let go for 20 seconds before you have to grab the counter and then shift to the other leg and do the same thing for 20 seconds. We want you to be able to do this 3 times on each leg for 20 seconds. But most of the clients that I see and most of the people I work with, this can take months to get to this goal. In the beginning, it's fine if you have to hold the countertop with one finger or even one hand just to get used to this exercise. The key to this exercise, the thing that most people struggle with, is they're not shifting their weight enough. When you stand on one leg, you have to shift all of your weight over onto that side to allow you to stand on one leg without holding on. So if you find that you're having to grab the countertop, you're probably not shifting all your weight over. That's the key to this exercise. I find that people take doing this every single day, sometimes twice a day, for 4 to 6 weeks before they really see an improvement and can balance on one leg. Heel to toe walking. To do this activity, you just need something sturdy to hold on to. You can use a countertop, the back of a chair, you can even use your kitchen sink. You want to walk heel to toe 2 to 3 steps in one direction, then grab onto that object, turn around, and walk 2 to 3 steps in the other direction. When you're walking heel to toe, you're actually putting one foot in front of the other with your heel touching your toe. Your goal for this exercise is to do this 3 times in each direction without holding on. In the beginning, you might have to hold on the entire time, or at least put one finger on the countertop the whole time. That's fine. People aren't automatically able to do this exercise. Most of my clients have to practice this for weeks, if not months, every single day before they get good enough to do it without holding on. Wall leans. To do this exercise, you want to be standing against a wall. Where you put your feet will determine how difficult the exercise is. So in the beginning, just bring your heels about 4 inches away from the wall. Then what you want to do is cross your arms across your chest, and then using your muscles in your feet, pull your body off the wall. This is a difficult exercise, and a lot of people will find themselves cheating by either pushing their bottom against the wall or by bending forward to get themselves off the wall. What you want to do if you find that you're doing that is bring your feet closer to the wall. The only thing that you should be using to pull yourself forward is the muscles in the front of your shin, which are the muscles that lift your toes. So if you find that you're not lifting your toes as you bring yourself off the wall, you're either doing it without your feet far enough away from the wall, or you're cheating and using your bottom or your upper body to push off. So when you're doing it correctly, your feet are a few inches away from the wall. You're actually lifting your toes up as you come forward.
Now, to make this exercise harder, you want to bring your feet further and further away from the wall. But there's a limit. Obviously, when you get your feet too far away from the wall, you're not going to be able to bring yourself off the wall without cheating. So I would say the maximum is about 12 to 18 inches of your heel away from the wall. I would practice this 5 to 10 times every day. There's not really sets and reps to doing this. This is really more of a balance challenge activity, but it's a great way to practice bringing your weight forward. So many people have trouble learning to bring their weight forward when they're walking. They end up putting all their weight on their heel, which is why a lot of people fall backwards, not forwards, when they stumble. This is just a good exercise that builds proprioception, awareness of where your body is in space, and helps you, if you ever lose your balance and you're falling backwards, this will help you bring your weight back forward again. The best way to use the exercises in the video you just saw is to master each exercise before moving on. These exercises weren't meant to be a complete program that you do each exercise in order every single day. The idea is to do the first exercise, and if it's easy, only then move on to the next exercise. Once you get to an exercise that's difficult, you want to keep practicing that exercise every day until you master it. That could take days or even weeks, but once you master it, that's when you want to move on to the next exercise. I hope you found this video helpful. Click the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. If you would like more help with your balance, look in the description for a link to a course I created that can help anyone improve their balance at home.